So I've had so many questions about my boob job that I figured I would just do a video to kill 20 birds with one stone and answer all you guys' questions. So on Snapchat and Instagram, you sent in a bunch of booby questions. So we're gonna get right into it. So let's just get weird right off the bat. The first question's from Toria. And she said, I don't know if I'm too late, but how long did it take for your boobs to drop down a little, and are they hard? Super weird question, sorry. I love weird questions. The boobs took probably a year to drop down. They're not hard. They feel like a boob to me. I think that's because I went under the muscle as opposed to over the muscle. I would recommend going under the muscle if you guys can. And I definitely recommend taking oil, like coconut oil, and massaging the shit out of your boobs for like a year. Sometimes I'll even take like a boob tube. I'll leave the link below. It's this amazing product for pregnant women. And I just put it all over my tits and just massage them. And it really, really helps like let the implants settle. Pink Matter asked a couple questions. First question was, how was your recovery? The recovery was kind of weird because anesthesia sometimes makes you depressed, and I got depressed after it. So immediately I wanted the boobs out, and that was just because of the anesthesia. It was because I was feeling depressed and lethargic and fatigued. So rather than it hurting really bad, I was actually just more low and kind of depressed. That was kind of the hard part of the recovery. If I were to do it again, I probably would try to do less pain pills because I think that would have made the recovery happen faster. But it didn't hurt too bad. It was definitely a bit manageable. I think there was one day that was bad. It kind of felt like there was like a brick in your chest almost. It was like you felt kind of stretched. Pink Matter also asked, would you go bigger or smaller, and would you do anything to alter your new boobs? At first, I definitely thought I should have gone bigger. I've heard a lot of girls feel like this. I got 350 cc's. I was a big B to begin with. Now I'm probably like a really small D. And when I first got them, I was young and I wanted bigger boobs, but now that they've settled in, I'm really happy with the size. I wouldn't have gone bigger and I wouldn't have gone smaller. I think that the cool thing about the boob job that I got is I can play it up or I can play it down. So I can do like a push-up bra and have like these perky boobs, but I can also play it down and have a little bit smaller boobs, which is great too, because sometimes I feel like really big boobs make you look matronly.
Okay, Lauren, Casey Darling asked, how long did it take you to get used to your new boobs?
It probably took a month. It's actually very quick. It's not like you're getting used to them for years. It does make you feel a little bit more sexual, at least it did for me, kind of sexy. So I was having fun with it, but like I said, the first week was hell because I was feeling really depressed and anxious. Silly Bitch asked, what did you dislike about your boobs pre-boob job? I didn't like how I would wear a t-shirt or a bathing suit and it wasn't full. I just felt like I needed a little oomph in that area. And also with my body type, the boobs really balance everything out. I just felt like my boobs were a little bit too small for my body. And also at the time that I got my boobs done, really big boobs were in. So you also have to be careful that you're not following trends too much because it almost ages you, which is why I'm glad I didn't go really, really big. A lot of the housewives have these huge matronly tits, and you can kind of spot someone with how old they are by the size of them. So I really am glad I didn't follow the trend of huge, huge boobs. I just got what fit my body and flattered my body, which is the most important thing always, to flatter your body. Eileen Galandio asked, was the whole boob job experience a scary experience or were you pretty lax about it? Well, as you guys know, I'm the type of person that just goes into everything very lax. So I had my boyfriend at the time drop me off, super lax about it, got the IV. Next thing I woke up with new boobs. When that kind of settled in and that anesthesia feeling wore off, I was kind of freaked out. I was like, whoa, what did I do? But then after a month, that feeling went away and they just settled in and they just feel like my boobs now.
A lot of people are asking, who was your doctor?
So this is a question I get asked all the time, and it's really a bummer because my doctor passed away. His name was Dr. Kincaid. He was an amazing surgeon. I would have gone to him for the next boob job I have to get, which I'll get to in a second. Since his passing, I've found a lot of other good doctors. I definitely think plastic surgery is an art. So you really have to do your research. You can do some research on realself.com. It's like the Yelp for plastic surgery. Do your research before you get any kind of plastic surgery. Make sure the doctor has 5 stars. Make sure he's certified. Ask other people that have gone to him. Look at his work. Really get involved in the whole process because, like I said, it's an art and you don't want to fuck up an art. Okay, so I just talked earlier about the next boob job. You do have to get your boobs redone. I think like every 15 to 20 years. It just depends. Some people say 10. I think you can wait a little bit longer. I don't think you want to rush into a new boob job. I hope that I can breastfeed my kids and then get another boob job. I feel like boobs are like going to get a tune-up on your car. It's important to definitely do and check in with your doctor. I recently went to a doctor up in LA who's amazing, Dr. Harry Glassman. He was on a post that I did before if you guys want to Google it, or I'll leave the link below. But he told me that I'm not ready for a new boob job, so I need to wait. And like I said, I'll probably wait until I have kids. And yes, I can breastfeed.
Kaylin asks, would you ever consider taking your implants out?
Right now, no. I like them. They don't bother me. They're like, it's like my boobs now. I mean, it doesn't feel like I have some foreign object. It's something that I think is just kind of like a part of me now. If something happened where they were bothering me, I would take them out.
How long till you felt like you were up and able to like go running and be athletic after your boob job?
I think you can be athletic like a month and a half after. It's not like a big, huge, life-changing ordeal. I just wear a really good sports bra now and I'm good to go. Where
are your incisions?
Okay, so everyone's different with this. Some people go through the armpit. I don't know why. I have like this weird thing with my armpits. You guys know I don't wear deodorant because I'm like really weird about putting something on my lymph nodes and my armpit. It just grosses me out. So I definitely didn't want to go through the armpit. Some people go underneath the boob. I didn't want that because I feel like it's a lot of scarring. And then some people remove the nipple and put the implant in and then sew the nipple back on. My doctor did something called like a half moon. And so if this was my nipple, he just did like half a cut and put the implant in, and you can't see the scar. I don't see it, I don't notice it. So he didn't take my entire nipple off, which sounds like really gnarly. My friends are cringing in the background. He just cut like a little half tiny scar and put the implant in. And I went with saline at the time. That was the way to do it. And now I have heard that silicone's the way to do it. But again, do your research. This is a really big deal if you're considering a boob job, and I think that you should do as much research as you possibly can.
Kitty Cat 85 asks, what are the downsides of a boob job?
So I have heard a lot of people have gotten sick from a boob job. You guys know Yolanda on Housewives thought that was one of the things that was contributing to her not feeling good. I know Crystal Hefner, Hugh Hefner's wife, had to take her implants out. I think sometimes certain body types reject them, which is why it's, again, so important to do research. I've had a really, really good experience. This is just sharing what's worked for me, like I always do with you guys. Not everything that works for me is going to work for you, but this is what's worked for me, and I'm glad I can have a platform and be open about it and talk to women and start the conversation. Delaney Huskin says, how did you decide what size you wanted to go? And do you have any other plastic surgery, or is the boob job it? Plastic surgery, the boob job's it. Have not had any other plastic surgery. In the future, if I need a little tune-up, who knows, when I'm like 60, I'm definitely open to options. I think plastic surgery is constantly changing. So again, do your research, make sure you're up to date. As far as picking what size I wanted to go, I worked really closely with my doctor and we chose a size that would look appropriate on my frame. Like I said, I was a big B and now I'm a small D, very small D. So you kind of have to just look at your proportions and work with a doctor who's talented, who's artistic, who understands that you don't want to go too small if you're going to go under the knife, but you don't want to go too big because then you look matronly. On that note, if you guys have any other questions, leave them below. I will be answering them all. And you can also check out my blog post that's everything and anything boob job. I hope you guys like this. Let me know what you want to see